Hey everybody, welcome back to a little Jays talk. Today we're recapping game number 41 between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays. Tampa Bay Rays take this one 11-9 in a back and forth slugfest. You know it's bad when both closers get blown up and get pulled from the game, and it was an eventful one on the pitching side of things for both teams, to say the least. So Jose Barrios was on the bump for the Blue Jays. And there, you get one of two versions with Barrios. It's either the dialed in, he's commanding everything, he looks really good, he gives you, the 7 innings with a run or two, or he's missing all over the place, he's leaving his sinkers, hanging out right in the middle of the plate, he's hanging slurves, all that kind of stuff. And we got the latter today. He was struggling with his command. And given how bad he looked, the results weren't actually quite as bad as they could have been. There was only the one real bad inning for him. But we'll get into the recap of that now. So both pitchers were able to limit the damage early on until the top of the third. So Barrios had walked a couple guys. You could tell he wasn't really dealing with his A stuff, and it finally came back to bite him in the third as he hits Danny Jansen to start the inning. And you just hate walking the leadoff guy, however it is, whether it's hit by pitch or on 4 pitches. Then Simpson, who is an absolute speed demon, we are actually lucky that Jansen was in front of him because he would have had a triple down the right field line. But we get second and third with Simpson on second, Jansen on third, with none out to start the third. Brendan Lau comes up and singles to right, scoring both of them, making it 2-0 Rays. Caminero strikes out, and then Aranda hits a massive, massive home run, 433 feet to right center field, and it is now 4-0. So right now you're wondering, is Barrios even going to get through the third inning? It didn't really look like it, but he settled down, got Cam Meisner to strike out swinging, Caballero singles, and then Walls grounds out. So he ends up getting out of it, limiting the damage, quote-unquote, limiting the damage to 4-0 Rays through the top of the third. And the Jays answer back in the bottom of the third. When Barger strikes out, then Heineman doubles to left field, and what a spark plug he's been. Lucas then grounds out but moves Heineman up to third before Bo Bichette hits one to left center field, 383 feet, and it's gone, scoring Heineman and Bichette, making it 4-2 for the Tampa Bay Rays. Guerrero then strikes out to end the inning. Now, moving into the bottom of the fourth, the Jays tack on another one here as Santander walks, Springer hits into a double play, and then Dalton Varsho hits a line drive. I think this was about 114 miles an hour, if I'm not mistaken, making it 4-3. I think this was the one that was the hardest hit of Varsho's career. Clement then grounds out to end the inning, but it's now 4-3 heading into the fifth, and we've got ourselves a ball game. Barrios still going strong. He gets 3 up, 3 down here, so it was a nice rebound from him after using all those pitches and getting into all that trouble in the earlier innings. He settles down and gets you through 5. And then in the bottom of the fifth, we ended up chasing Baz from the game as Barger fouls out, then Heineman singles. Heineman steals second base. He was lucky that the shortstop ended up dropping the ball there because he would have been out. But hey, that's how baseball goes sometimes. Sometimes it goes in your favor and sometimes it works against you. Nathan Lucas grounds out to the shortstop, moving Heineman up. Bo Bichette walks. They change their pitchers. They go to Rodriguez. He comes in and gets Guerrero Jr. to ground out to the pitcher on a really awkward swing. He hung, I think it was a slider. Let me check that. Yeah, it was a slider 87, and it just caught the very top of the strike zone, and Vladdy got caught in between decisions, and he ended up just hitting basically a check swing back to the pitcher. Really unfortunate there. Not a good look on Vladdy. And then in the next half inning, in the sixth, so this was an eventful one. Misner singles to right, Caballero pops out, Walls walks, and then Fluharty comes in to pitch. Jankowski strikes out, and then Misner scores on an error by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as Walls got picked off and he got into a rundown. The ball gets thrown back to Vladdy and he tags him. He's out, but on the tag, the ball flips out of Vladdy's glove, and it's that stupid first baseman's mitt that he wears where it's always so loose at the end. I don't know why he does that, whether that's a personal choice. He likes something about that, I'm not sure. But the ball flips out of the end of his glove far too often. There was a lot of commentary about how Vladdy dropped the ball and how terrible of a play it was that he dropped it. He didn't drop the ball. He tagged a guy in the shoulder as his arm was swinging, and it flung the ball out the end of his glove. There's nothing else Vladdy can do there other than get a different ball glove, which is something that he might have to seriously consider, because it's not like he opened his hand up and dropped the ball. It's just, like I say, he applies a tag and the ball just flips out the end of it because his glove isn't tight enough to keep it. So yeah, that's something that they're going to have to address one of these days because it happens way too often. Fluharty settles down after that. And, so that was the pickoff ended up finishing the inning off, but the run had scored. So it made it 5-3 Rays on a bit of an awkward play, an error on Vladdy. They weren't heads up because, you had to be aware that the runner was heading home as well, but it would have been a non-factor had the tag worked out. So just an all-around sloppy, unfortunate play that leads to a 5-3 ball game. Rodriguez still pitching in the bottom of the 6, goes 3 up, 3 down. He just hammers through Santander, Springer, and Varsho. Santander had a really rough game in this one. He struck out 3 times, but he did work some half-decent at-bats. He worked a 13-pitch at-bat. He had another one that was 7 or 8 pitches there. So yeah, 3 strikeouts, not ideal. He looked okay, but he also looked like a guy who was just coming back from a minor injury stay there. He wasn't really, he didn't look sharp. We'll leave it at that. Top of 7, Flaherty's still in, and he gives up a leadoff home run to Danny Jansen, former Blue Jay, 376 feet to left field, making it 6-3 Tampa Bay. Simpson then grounds out, Lau fouls out, and then Chad Green comes in and gets Caminero to ground out to the shortstop, keeping it 6-3 through the top of the 7th. The past couple months of this year, really, basically the entire year. 6-3 heading into the 7th, you're writing this game off because our offense hasn't shown it's been capable of doing something like a 6-3 comeback. But the way the offense has been going lately, you stay tuned in, you think something might happen, and sure enough, we were rewarded with our patience. As Ernie Clement leads off the bottom of the 7th off of Clevenger, he hits a home run to left field, pretty much a no-doubter. It says 365 feet, but right off the bat, you knew it was gone. Barger then grounded out, Heineman struck out, Miles Straw comes in to hit for Lucas, and he lines out, so it's now 6-4 heading into the 8th. Chad Green still pitching, goes 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the 8th inning, Uceta comes in pitching for Tampa Bay, and this was an eventful one. Bo Bichette pops out to lead off, Guerrero Jr.'s then walked, Santander flies out, so you've got 2 out, 1 on. Springer then walks, 2 on, 2 out, and these were situations where we were not executing earlier in the year. Dalton Varsho comes up with 2 on, and he hits a home run, taking the lead, 404 feet, another one that was absolutely annihilated. He struck out today, like he was taking big hacks, but when he was connecting, he was absolutely roping the ball. It was really nice to see out of Varsho. I don't think he's ever going to be the highest average guy, but if he can keep doing this and just popping off occasionally, man, it's fun to watch. And not to mention the great defense. He made a couple unreal catches in the field as well. Very, very valuable player. I think he's quite underrated at this point. But, his name is slowly getting out there. Guerrero Jr. scored and Springer scored. So as I mentioned, it was now 7-6 Blue Jays heading into the 9th. And we're feeling on top of the world. We pretty much think we just had a come-from-behind victory. Not so fast. You know the Jeff Hoffman that we got in the Seattle Mariners series? This wasn't him. This was the previous series, Jeff Hoffman. He strikes out Walls to start, then he walks Jankowski. Anytime you're walking guys at the bottom of the order, trouble is brewing. Jansen then singles as they do a hit and run. So basically, Jankowski took off for second, opening up. Ernie Clement was playing second. He had to go take the bag, and Jansen just punched it through right where the second baseman was standing. So, good execution on the Rays' part. That's the type of thing that the Rays do, and that's what's made them successful. Simpson then comes up and ropes one up the middle. The infield was in, so there was a lot of open space to punch it through, and sure enough, he did. He just popped it right through the center there, right over second base. Jankowski scores. Jansen moves up. Brandon Lau then singles, loading the bases. Caminero, grand slam, 419 feet to left field, making it 11-7. So we head into the inning with the 7-6 lead. Not only does the save get blown, making it 7-7, but then the bases are loaded and he gives up a grand slam. Again, you think game's over. Not so fast. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Pete Fairbanks comes out to close the game for the Rays. Heineman pops out to lead off the inning. Straw doubles to get something started. Bo Bichette doubles, scoring Straw, making it 11-8. Vladdy then doubles. Bichette scores. It's 11-9 with 1 out. So again, 1 out, guy on second base. You're down 2 with some of your 3 and 4 hitters coming up. You're thinking, hey, maybe we've got something here. Santander again works a pretty good at bat. 7 pitches. He ends up kind of flailing at a hanging slider up and in. It was I don't think that's a pitch you intend to leave there. It was a mistake pitch, but it was also up and in on his hands after showing him, 4 straight fastballs. So really poor execution there on Santander. Really could have used a clutch hit. It was an all right job working the 7 pitches, but you got to get a result there. At least put the ball in play. Springer then walks after him on 4 straight pitches, and then unfortunately they go to Montgomery out of the pen. And I said this in the East Coast Blue Jays chat, 100 miles per hour lefty on lefty. This is not an ideal matchup for Dalton Varsho, and it turned out to kind of be the case as pitch number 1, 99 miles per hour up to Dalton Varsho, left hand on left hand, and then he gets a slider, and he ends up flying out. So I won't pin that on Varsho at all because he already hit 2 home runs in the game. He looked fantastic. He made a couple great grabs. That's just a really unfortunate matchup that they had a 100-mile-an-hour lefty just chilling in the bullpen ready for that situation. But anyways, entertaining ball game. Hate the result. Sucks to throw away these games at any point in the season. That's really all I got to say about it. Did you guys watch this game? Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Anyways, drop a comment below. We'll talk to you guys later. All right, have a good one.